You know, every successful business, whether it's a tiny startup or some global giant, speaks a very specific language. It's the language they use to measure their health and, plan for the future. And that language? It's accounting. So today, we're going to break down what that really means.
Okay, first things first, let's just get rid of that old stereotype, right? If you're picturing some quiet person tucked away in a back office just crunching numbers all day, you are totally missing the bigger picture. This quote from Oracle NetSuite really hits the nail on the head. Today's accountant is a strategic player, not just some scorekeeper.
So that really begs the question, right? If it's not just spreadsheets and calculators, what is this discipline really all about? Let's break it down.
All right, so to really get a handle on accounting, we've got to look beyond the spreadsheet. Let's explore what the modern accountant's true role is. And spoiler alert, it's all about collaboration.
See, this is what I'm talking about. The modern accountant is basically the central hub for communication. They are not isolated. They're in there working with executives on the big picture strategy, talking to investors and the board about the company's value, liaising with the government, and they're even partnering up with departments like HR, IT, sales, and marketing. They're basically translators, connecting the dots between the numbers and the real-world decisions that get made across the entire company.
Okay, so now that we see the accountant as this strategic hub, let's get down to the brass tacks. What is their core mission? What does accounting actually do for a business?
Well, at its heart, accounting is really all about storytelling. Seriously, it's the process of taking all of a company's financial activities, every single sale, every expense, every investment, and weaving them into a clear, understandable narrative. This story? Well, it tells you exactly where a company has been, where it stands right now, and even gives you a pretty good idea of where it might be headed.
And that story gets written in 4 clear steps. It's pretty logical when you think about it. First, you have to record everything, capture all those transactions. Then you categorize them, right? You put sales with sales, costs with costs, get everything organized. And here comes the crucial part. You analyze all that data to find patterns, to find insights. And finally, you report your findings in these key financial statements that everyone can actually understand. It's this beautiful, logical flow from just raw data to real, actionable intelligence.
Of course, not all accounting is the same. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal. Businesses use different types for different needs. So let's look at the 5 main hats, so to speak, that an accountant might wear to get the job done.
This table just lays it out perfectly. You've got managerial and cost accounting, which are mostly for internalize, helping managers inside the company make smarter decisions and figure out how much their products actually cost to make. Then you have tax accounting, which is for the government. It answers one very important question. How much do we owe? Project accounting zooms way in on specific initiatives to see if they're on budget. And then there's financial accounting, which looks outward, telling that big picture story to investors and lenders. The key takeaway here, it all depends on who needs the information. That's what determines the type of accounting you use.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how of accounting. But now let's get to the most important question of all. Why does this stuff matter so much? Why is it absolutely vital to a business's success?
Well, first and foremost, good accounting is what fuels good decisions. Without objective data, you're just guessing, right? Just imagine a company that uses cost accounting and discovers that its most popular product is actually losing them money on every single sale. Whoa, that one insight could trigger a total strategic pivot. Maybe they change the price, maybe they get rid of the product altogether, but that move could literally save the entire business. It's all about replacing assumptions with cold, hard facts.
Second, it's about getting funded, plain and simple. If you want to get a loan from a bank or attract investors, you have to prove your business is a good bet. And what's that proof? Clear, professional financial reports. They're your ticket to getting the capital you need to grow. It really is that simple. No story, no funding.
And number 3, well, you just have to do it. Accurate accounting isn't optional. It is a legal requirement. Businesses have to report their income to tax authorities like the IRS, and if they're a public company, they have to meet all sorts of strict SEC regulations. This is the part of accounting that keeps a business safe and, on the right side of the law.
And the stakes for getting your tax reporting wrong, they are incredibly high. It's a double-edged sword. If you underreport your income, you're risking audits and some really expensive fines from the government. But if you overreport, you are literally giving away your own money by paying more in taxes than your business actually owes. So accuracy here has a direct, and I mean immediate, impact on your bottom line.
All right, let's bring all this together.
What does it really mean to be an accountant in today's business world?
You know, this profession has an absolutely incredible history. We can trace its roots back more than 5,000 years to clay tablets in ancient Mesopotamia. I mean, wow. Then, in 1494, this guy Luca Pacioli describes the double entry system that we still use today. But the real story here, the most important part, is that final point on the timeline. The evolution from just being a simple record keeper to becoming a vital, strategic business partner. That's a massive leap, right?
And hey, this strategic value is widely recognized. This is not some dusty, forgotten profession. U.S. News & World Report ranked accounting as the 11th best business job for 2025. I mean, number 11. That ranking really reflects its modern importance and the amazing career opportunities it offers today.
So, we'll end on this thought. Sure, accounting can be used just to look back, to record what's already happened, but its true power, that lies in using that financial story to look forward, to make smarter decisions, and to actively build the future. So the real question for you and your business is, which one are you doing?